Alright, finishing up the video from the other day. In my opinion, you need to get dual BMX levers for each side. And the reason why is you have it set up to where your side that you have your clutch on, when you pull that one, it pulls your back brake and your clutch line at the same time, so that you have the ability to activate your light, disengage your clutch, and pull back on your throttle, hit your kill switch, hit your other brakes. The other brake at the same time, which would engage the front brake and the back, stopping your engine as fast as possible, stopping yourself as fast as possible, killing the engine, everything. The dual tensioner, if I may be repeating myself if I am, but I'm sorry, did not work. Too much tension on the top. I tried swapping out to the bottom. It didn't work either. As you see, still have a little bit too much play. I just gotta fiddle with it just a little bit more here. I got plenty of room to move it up about a ½ inch. Light. To run the light, I have a 6-volt, 3-watt. It drains too much power. The reason why I can tell it doesn't get bright. When I had it hooked up to the rear dynamo before the dynamo broke out, it actually got nice and bright. I could see about 60 feet away with it. Now, about 30 with it hooked up to the motor. So what I'm going to try doing is hooking up 3 LEDs, 1.2 volt LEDs to it. Make sure when you hook up your light that you do not ground it out on your frame. I put a switch on mine so I could turn it on and off for when I start and get up and get going, to just, it's just more power for the start. And then you turn it on and you're good to go. Now when you hook up your light, you have the white line right here. You hook it up to there, and then you would hook up your other line to the black CDI. That's how I run mine. It's not another kill switch as long as you're doing it right. Do not hook it up to the blue wire out of the CDI, because it will kill it. Now, say yours is just killing it for some reason, and you don't know why it's acting like your kill switch when you go to turn on your light, try disconnecting it and hooking it up to the blue, because you never know, it could be backwards. I can't guarantee that, but if it is backwards, all that means is the blue wire is screwed into the magneto, and the wiring on it is different. Oh, guess I don't have it back here, but all it is nothing but something shaped like that. Magneto's in the magnet for the magneto's in the center, and it spins. And then you have the 3 wires, one that's hooked up to the body of the magneto up on the top arm, and then 2 hooked up to the coil. The white one and the blue one are both hooked up to the coil, so they're both positives, and the black is the negative. Now, if it's acting like a kill switch, there's a possibility that the blue is the negative and the black is the positive. So that's it. All you gotta do is just hook it up to the right one and it'll run right. I recommend when you do test your lights and everything, before you test all that, use a start your engine. Make sure, just get started, and you're in a sitting position. Stop, stall, clutching, disengage, so that you're not driving. And that's when you test it, when it's just in idle, so that you can just see if it'll even start. And if it kills the engine, you connected it to the wrong one. So basically, hook your one wire for your light that you're going to test up to your white, and then just take the other one and don't plug it in. Just touch it to the contact of the black while it's running, and watch your light. It should light up, and if it kills the engine, Either you have a ground on your headlight like this, or, because I did, and I had to take it apart and snip the metal bar that used to act as the positive for it, and soldered a wire to it so that it wouldn't ground it out and act like a kill switch, because if it grounds, it's going to act like a kill switch. If you have it hooked up wrong, it's going to act like a kill switch. Yeah, the lights are mainly it. Make sure that your fuel line's cut to the right length and everything. Mine's too long, so I'm not getting the right amount of fuel to my fuel filter. It's just quite annoying. But, riding at night can be a little scary. I thought it was, if you feel like you're hydroplaning, you'll understand it if you've done it. What I mean, if you've done it. But, it's fun. Little, well, yeah, when it's raining, it's pretty fun at night. But, motor wasn't that hot after a 15-minute ride, 20-minute ride. The muffler is what was hot. I obviously didn't touch it, I'd be dumb. I was just watching the water drop off and it sizzle. Yeah, let's see. Go through the list. Oh yes, and when you do get your light hooked up, get a slide switch, one that preferably has multiple selecting spots that actually lock and click into position of a variable resistor. The reason why is you want it to where you can go low beam, medium beam, high beam for your lights and not burn them out, and know where your settings are. Put a limiter on it if you can burn them out easily. It's just going to be safer. But yeah, I think that's it. It's pretty easy. Oh yes, and if you want an independent rear light to where you can run in this city where you don't really need a bright headlight or your turn system on with your red one, all you do is just hook up your light to the back of your seat, put your flip switch on there, and right there. That's it. Yeah. Oh, and if your muffler is clanging against your crankshaft, just bend it in a little, and it'll be fine. Mine, the original clamp that came with it, actually snapped from vibration, and surprisingly, I am getting less vibration now that it's not direct connected, which I always thought you would get more, but who knew? That's just my personal experience. It could be different on your bike. Yeah, nothing really else to explain except for if you do get a performance tensioner, a second one, for your engine, I recommend the one that goes in the crankcase in between here and here. The reason, and all you do is you get a longer pin for your crank arm. You get the extra wide crank arms themselves. The reason why is because then it puts the pressure down right here, which you see this, it gets rid of that slack, makes it to where when you're riding, it's not going, it's just going like that. Be nice, quiet, because I noticed when I was riding and I got to really high speeds, it would do that, and it got really annoying. So that's one way of doing it, or getting a second tensioner and just having it touch, not push down, just touch, and just sit there and guide it so that it's not wobbling. It acts more like a guide. But the one that goes up in the front is the one that I would recommend. What else to say about these things? Oh yes, get a bike rack with the gas tank in it, so that if you run out of gas while you're riding, up here, all you have to do is reach back and hit your flip switch that should be right there for your gas. So it goes from this one to that one. Now, checking fuel, just to see how much I burned up from my ride. Oh geez. A little bit more than what I would have expected, actually. I burned up like a quarter tank. Well, I did go up hills. Yeah, you live in a hill area, you burn up more fuel, and you have to pedal assist when you're going up a really steep hill. It's not that bad at full throttle, freaking. It's like a Velomobile, if I remember right, is what they're called. Yeah, listen, I wouldn't mind having one of those. All it is nothing but an electric transmission for pedal assisting, so that you're able to pedal at the higher torque gear setting. Yeah. If you get a jack shift assembly, you gotta make sure that your crank housing's good in stock, because the stock one won't vibrate and break, where on this it can for the mounting bolts. If you do not have the vibration kit for it. I do not recommend, by the way, riding in the rain, because if you hydroplane, it's not going to be fun unless you are able to gain control of it immediately back. Or you start drifting just for the hell of it. Also, yes, I forgot to get rid of this issue of your cable being too long. All you have to do is just snip off a little bit, or go into a bike shop and get a cable casing that runs from here all the way up, and just have them measure it there for you, because you can swap it out and switch it out to the one you need right then and there. At your house, and all you have to do, I'm pretty sure you all remember how to hook up your stuff. Sorry about the blinding light. But undo your screw, take it off. And the reason why this spring is here is just for a heat guard. That's all it is nothing but a heat guard. So you don't melt this casing and expose the metal underneath and rust it. And then with that rust, it seizes your cable, makes it really hard to pull. And when you go to release it, it's not going to release. That's the point of having the heat guard, so you don't make your shit rust. But swap it out, and then when you do get it swapped out, you just put one zip tie on it right there, and then one up here, and it'll be just fine. Yeah, I haven't done it yet because I'm saving money to move. Yeah, that's it. Have fun, guys.